Everyone, today's Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021. Time is precisely 2 p.m., or it's now 2:01 p.m. Officially calling our business meeting to order. Attending Commissioners Duncan Brooks and Filios. And I'm going to ask Colin, lead us in the pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have an approval of the consent calendar?
Yes, I move that we approve the consent calendar as listed on our business meeting agenda for November 23rd, 2021.
Second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, motion is carried. Payables list, please.
Yes, I move that we approve the payables for the week of November 15th through the 19th, 2021 in the amount of $1,335,998.23.
Second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye. And by the way, if you're listening in on the live stream, please mute your phones if you would. Appreciate it. Okay, moving on to, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Nope.
Hearing none. First action item, awarding bid 2021-07 Knuckle Boom Crane Solid Waste. JP.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. John Phillips for the record. The Solid Waste Department recently solicited bids for one knuckle boom crane for the Ramsey Transfer Station. This is the primary piece of equipment that loads garbage into the top of a trailer, places it for final placement into that trailer. Crane Equipment Manufacturing Corporation was the sole bidder and did meet or exceed nearly all specifications, with the only exception they did not agree to the installation of the machine. This was acceptable to the Solid Waste Department. The total price of the bid with optional cab-mounted work lights came in at $202,750. This price is within the budgeted amount for this piece of equipment. So in summary, the Solid Waste Department requests that the BOCC award bid 2021-07 to Crane Equipment Manufacturing Corporation for the purchase of this new knuckle boom crane with the optional lights, for a total purchase price of $202,750.
Any questions for JP?
Just one, if they did not include the installation, is that just your crew handles that, or do you have to get an outside contractor?
We do sub it out, and this is typical for this corporation. They've done this in the past. However, when we bid it, we want to include everybody, and there's some companies that will perform the install, so we always include it.
Okay.
We believe we have enough money to cover the install as well, but we haven't gone out.
So you'll sub it out.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll end up hiring a company that
Yeah,
will do it,
okay.
and then this company has agreed to oversee the install.
The install.
But they won't actually be performing the work.
Okay,
Thank you.
motion.
I move that we approve the award bid 2021-07 to Crane Equipment Manufacturing Corp. In the amount of $202,750, which includes the optional lights.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Filios.
Aye, the motion's carried. Second item, fiscal year 22 capital project for the Motorola Consolettes, update of the backup radios. 911 KCSO. Colin, please.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Colin McRoy, Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, 911. This is a request for you to approve purchase of our consulate replacement. We did the first half last year. Fiscal year, we're doing the next half, another 9 radios to replace our backup radios that are used for recording and used in what we go into what's called site trunking on the radio system. It is a budgeted capital item. However, due to the budget time and then year later, the base contract price for the radios did go up, that the contract that they are on. So this quote is $2,188.44 over what we budgeted, However, we have capital project surplus currently from capital forward and certainly enough in E911 fund balance to cover that difference. So
Okay.
requesting to move forward.
Okay, so you're requesting authorization to order, or are they, okay.
To order.
What's your delivery time on these?
On these, it's about, I think we're estimating about 4 months right now. Depending if they have, Motorola
Chips.
has them in stock or everything. Typically, they like to send everything at one time, so it just depends, but. And one other point, this is NASPO contract pricing for purchasing, so it is off of contract.
And what is that exactly?
NASPO Value Point is a contract that the Kootenai County participates in
Okay.
purchasing
For everyone's
for
benefit.
contracted pricing. So we don't have to go to bid for the.
Okay. Any other questions? No. Thank you, Colin. Bill?
No questions. I move that we approve the FY22 capital project for Motorola Consolette's update of backup radios with KCSO.
Second?
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios,
Aye, and the motion's carried. Third item, authorization to retain surplus funds, maxi flatbed trailer, Parks and Waterways. Nick?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Nick Snyder for the record. Parks and Waterways recently surplused a 1997 flatbed trailer, which sold at auction for $2,340. We are requesting that those proceeds be placed in the Parks account to support the department's effort to build fund balance necessary to replace playground equipment at both Hauser Park and Bayview Park. And as board is aware, commercial playground equipment is incredibly expensive, and so we appreciate any help the board may give us in starting that endeavor.
Questions?
No.
Motion?
I move that we approve the authorization to retain surplus funds with the sale of the maxi flatbed trailer back to Parks and Waterways.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios,
Aye, motion is carried. Item 4, Walmart Local Community Grant Application for Holidays and Heroes Program. Our Resource Management Office is sponsoring and KCSO is performing. And is this Deputy Transon?
Franson?
Branson.
Franson, forgive me. right
Yes,
ahead.
sir. The reason we're approaching the board is Holidays and Heroes is a big deal in this community. We've done it for many, many years. However, Walmart is typically the biggest sponsor financially of that program. Due to some changes in their corporate policy, we can no longer just get those funds from the local Walmart. You have to actually apply through a grant process. I started that process about 3 weeks ago and ran into a bunch of problems. It's not something that any individual person would probably have all that information from, except maybe the auditor's office. So we approached the county to help out with that and get the application approved to submit. The local Walmart has the funds that would support that program. They just need the other parts of the county to do that. Typically, we did it on a handshake deal through the sheriff's office or the association, but that's no longer corporate policy. So we're just trying to get approval to be able to get the funds that we always have to be able to sponsor about 15 families out of the local community.
And you're doing this through RMO, Resource Management Office?
That's who ultimately would be the facilitator for the grant. It'll still be ran through the sheriff's office. We have an account for Holidays and Heroes already. It's the Shop with the Cop program.
Yep.
I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Nope.
Motion?
I move that we, approve the local community grant application, Holidays and Heroes Program, and Resource Management Office.
Second?
Bill Brooks,
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan,
Aye.
Chairman Philios,
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item 5, Grant Use Agreement, 2021 State Homeland Security Grant Program with St. Mary's Fire Protection District, Office of Emergency Management. Is it Rachel or?
Yeah, Rachel Irish for the record.
Go right ahead.
If you would like, we can do items 5, 6, 7, and 8 are all grant use agreements. If you want to do them as a group, we can.
Yep, let's do it.
These are grant use agreements required by the county of outside agencies that we give SHSP funds to buy equipment. So the agreements this year are with St. Mary's Fire, Spirit Lake Police Department, Harrison Ambulance, and Eastside Fire. So I'm requesting your approval of these agreements.
Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Motion?
I move that we approve the grant use agreement 2021 State Homeland Security Grant Program for St. Mary's Fire Protection District, Spirit Lake Police Department, Harrison Ambulance, Eastside Fire District.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion carries. That takes care of items 5 through 8. Number 9, request for the purchase of snowmobile from the snowmobile account fund balance, KCSO. Sheriff?
Yes, sir. Lieutenant Klinkfuss for the Sheriff's Office for the record.
Okay, Lieutenant. Go
How are
right
you
ahead.
doing? So we're asking, good. We're asking permission to purchase a 2020 Polaris Titan snowmobile. This will replace a 2008 Yamaha Viking snowmobile that we previously used to tow the snow ambulance in the back country. The 2008 was transferred to Parks and Waterways for use for maintenance on trails for the grooming program. And so purchasing this newer, updated snowmobile will allow us to tow our snow ambulance into the backcountry for rescue and emergency services. We're requesting to purchase that out of the snowmobile fund balance. And additionally, when we transferred the Yamaha Viking to Parks and Waterways, we were granted $5,000 from their fund balance to help compensate for some of that. So we'd use those dollars towards it as well.
Okay. And the rest is budgeted, I assume?
I don't know. If they-
Lieutenant?
The rest it was not budgeted for. That's why the request to use fund balance dollars for the residual.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on,
Yeah.
Dina's going to speak to it for a moment.
Yep, so I'm sure this is on your backup information. Right now, their fund balance is $45,541. The purchase would be $13,671.48, leaving a fund balance before we close out FY21, which it will probably go up. That would reduce it to $31,870.
And I believe those are before we get 21 funds from the state.
Okay, any other questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the request for purchase of the snowmobile from snowmobile account fund balance for KCSO.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Thank you, Dina. Okay, item number 10, 2021 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement and Certification, Department of Justice. Is Lieutenant Klinkfuss handling this one too?
No, that would be me, Stephanie Drobny, Chief Budget Officer over here at the Sheriff's
Yeah,
Office.
go right ahead, Stephanie.
All this is our annual Esac report that we provide to the Department of Justice, showing all the expenses and like for equipment and phone services, et cetera, that our task force uses throughout the year. So we're basically just balancing the budget of what we spent for the entire year and certifying them that this is correct according to our numbers down at the auditors in here.
Okay, any questions for Stephanie? Motion?
I move that we certify the 2021 Federal Equitable Sharing Agreement for the Department of Justice.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Item number 11, equipment agreement with the Hayden Area Sewer Board, known as HARBS, and the Airport Board of County Commissioners. Leslie?
Yeah, I don't think anybody's on from the airport, right?
Stephen, are you
Stephen's-
on?
No, Steven's out on
he's
vacation.
gone,
So,
okay.
yeah, so it's not a problem. We approved this agreement back in September. It's taken us this long to get it on paper. We did have legal talk about a couple different issues, but I'm fine with signing the agreement as it is. The date mentioned in there is the date that HARBS has to go by because of their budget situation. So they've been holding on to the check until this is signed, and then they can just give us the check.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
Any questions? Motion?
I move that we approve the equipment agreement with the Hayden Area Sewer Board, Harbs, and the airport, and the Board of Commissioners.
Second.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, motion's carried. Item number 12, Resolution 2021-113, surplus equipment from the vehicles sent to auction for KCSO.
Russ Trueblood, KCSO Auto Shop, for the record. We're requesting we need to scrap some equipment that's obsolete from the vehicles that were being sent to the auction. To run 2 vehicles, it's not very much equipment, and it is obsolete. WatchGuard camera system, an old radar, and a light bar.
Okay, motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2021-113, which is the surplus equipment from vehicles sent to auction in the KCSO department.
I second the motion.
Bill Brooks.
Aye.
Commissioner Duncan.
Aye.
Chairman Philios.
Aye, and the motion's carried. Okay, so moving on to our status update for this week. And so the first item is facilities expansion. Leslie?
Yes. So on Friday, I got to tour the Ada Courthouse, which was wonderful. And I got to meet with LCA and Corey Trapp. What the next step is, and I emailed this document to you guys. It doesn't need to be signed yet, although legal is fine with it. Because we are switching from the building in between the Justice Center and the old courthouse to an extension of the Justice Center, they're estimating about $25,000 for some reworking of the work they've already done. So that will come before us on next Tuesday's business meeting. They are excited to go ahead and get to work. And it looks like the end of February 22, they should have enough done to go out for the construction management general contractor,
yep,
CGMC, yeah.
CGMC.
Or CMGC, construction management contractor, general contractor.
General contract.
I know, it's all those letters. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And we have to wait to do the testing in that area to find out exactly what the footprint's going to look like.
Okay. Moving on, Pack Airport lease.
The last thing I know is Steve sent his request over to Wally, and
Yeah,
we haven't heard anything yet.
No, it's the modified request based on the changes that we made last week, so that's gone to Wally at
Yeah.
Pack, okay? Yep.
Yeah.
Financial snapshot, next one is 2 weeks.
December 7th,
December,
I think.
yeah, okay. Thank you, Dina. Impact fee analysis, Bill?
I spoke to Ann Westcott today. She's neck deep in working on some other projects, but she said she could meet with us during the second week of December, and I'm going to suggest to her that we hold that off until the first week or two in January.
Okay. So, so before the middle of January. Okay. All right, moving on, North Lot land sale.
Left a message, still haven't received any additional proposal from the party. However, some interesting things have come up about the use of that specific 2,100 square feet. So I'm waiting for them to come back with a proposal, and if they don't, then I will have a next step for the board.
Okay. That should be interesting. Okay. Actually, along those lines, the Music Conservatory, I happened to attended a concert last Friday night. By the way, the musicians were incredible, but that's beside the point. And then afterwards, Monica got hold of me and said, look where the lot line is, and it's actually pretty close to the building. Yeah. So I said, okay, well, let me talk to Greg. One way or another, I think we need to put the fence in. Mm-hmm. If not even so much for the liability, but I think it's a convenient stop point for the plowing.
Yeah.
Whether we want to put it on the lot line and plow it, it doesn't make much sense. So if you guys are okay, I'll work with Greg.
Or I've been working with them already, and Rod and everything.
That's fine.
Yeah, and typically, like when you're at your house, I mean, we don't do that. We don't put it on the lot line. We put it a little bit on our line.
Right.
So I don't think this is going to be a problem.
Okay.
So,
Because if you look at the parking lot, it's almost 10, 15 feet at least
Yeah.
before the lot line. And so I don't think he's talking in terms of expanding the parking lot.
we had at one point talked about it, but I think the snow removal is going to be more valuable right now.
Okay.
And then when we go to resurface that parking lot, then we will revisit it.
Revisit it, okay. Okay, so I'll leave it with you then?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Skeet and Gun Club,
No word from the tribe yet. And Stephen's on vacation and will negotiate with the Coeur d'Alene Skeet and Trap Club when he gets back.
okay. You're still pursuing the tribe though, right?
Yeah, I think that would be a win-win for everybody.
Okay.
Really do.
Panhandle Village Water Project,
Anybody from RMO on? Okay, no
is on,
updates.
okay,
Oh.
none. Kim?
There's
Kim
somebody.
Riley, yes, that has been submitted, and so now we just wait and see.
Okay.
All righty. ARPA statement, I guess I'm supposed to read it again, am I? Okay. Requests for Kootenai County ARPA funding are now undergoing evaluation. If you have any questions or comments about the American Rescue Plan Act or Kootenai County's evaluation process, please direct them to arpa@kcgov.us, which is our email address. And that concludes our status update. Public comment? Anyone? Public comment? No one on? Okay, I have 2:22, meeting adjourned. Thank you.